the Kreechta. Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game. I'm David, and today a look back at Wave 16's Kreechta. Uh, yeah, it's a Decora, it's Ferengi, it's 3143 and a crew weapon, double tech, which, more tech we get, the more interesting this becomes. Uh, Named ability is, well, when attacking a ship that has damaged shields, or not full health shields. During the modified attack dice step, you may reroll a number of your attack dice up to the number of defending ship's damaged shields. Okay, cool. Kind of built-in target lock. Um, but what I really want is battle stations. I get that eventually when Gold Press Latinum comes out. At the time this ship comes out, I don't get that. So this ability doesn't really make sense. Forward planning didn't really exist. Retroactively, though, kind of a cool named ability and something that, well, I think helps. There's a captain here that works. I think that's where this captain came from. So we'll get there. But yeah, this is okay. I like built-in target lock abilities like this. It works perfectly fine. It's just that it's not not great. Uh, but yeah, generic's generic. It's what it is. We've talked about these before. Bractor is a captain. It's skill 4 with a talent slot for 3 points. 3 points, just more than I want to pay for skill 4. But when attacking a ship that has an Ox power token beside it, gain +1 attack die. Ferengi photon torpedoes make this work nicely. Bractor just becomes kind of the follow up shot, right? You want a higher skill captain to shoot first with Ferengi photon torpedoes, put on the Ox power token, and then Bractor to fire second and get the extra attack die. That's how Bractor becomes any good whatsoever. As it is, still very expensive. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at. Tarr is the captain I was alluding to. Tarr's skill 3 for 2 points and no talent slot. At the start of the combat phase, if your ship is in the forward arc of an enemy ship and you don't have a battle station token beside your ship, you may place a battle station token beside your ship. I like Tarr in conjunction with Learn's Bird of Prey, um, getting the skill boost, because Tarr has one of the really nice named abilities. Getting that battle station token helps a lot for the quality, and getting it passively. I know there's a condition there, but getting it without having to take the action means you get some really nice quality, whether it's offense defense or double offense stacks. I appreciate what Tarr does. Tarr is one of my favorite low tier captains or low skill captains. And Learn's Bird of Prey is a nice way that Tarr got better. So I like him. Acquisitions, 4 point talent. And then action, discard this card, target a ship at range 1 to 2 that's not cloaked, has no active shields. Steal one non-Borg tech or weapon upgrade of your choice on the target ship, even if it exceeds restrictions. But here's the catch. It can only be purchased for a Ferengi ship with a Ferengi captain. And the talent slots you get on Ferengi ships with Ferengi captains tend not to be the ones you want to run acquisition on. And they can't make the best use of a wide variety of tech or the really cool weapons that you're going to encounter. And it just becomes something that I wish this card was better, and because it feels limited, or it feels like I'm not going to get use out of what I steal, I end up not running acquisition. It's not bad. It's just not one of my preferences. We get Marauder as a 2 point talent, and after you move, you may disable this card to perform a battle station action as a free action, and then you could re-enable it so you can keep doing it again. So if you really want to add battle stations to your action bar, you can run Marauder. And you only get to put it on a Ferengi ship with a Ferengi captain. Uh, Gold Press Latinum makes this card basically obsolete unless you're running uh, old captains without Gold Press Latinum. Which brings me to the notion that Ferengi really should have gotten all of their old captains reprinted with Gold Press Latinum values, even if it was just straight up and Gold Press Latinum. But they didn't, and that's a shame because I think it would have been a nice quality of life improvement. These are not the Ferengi photon torpedoes we speak of. These are just 5 dice single conversion of battle station to crit, which is not good. I was going to say nice, but they're not good. Missile launcher's intriguing secondary weapon. For 3 points, you get to roll 2 dice, and you go, wait a second, 2 dice? Yeah. You disable the card, you get to make 2 attacks against ship or ships in your forward firing arc. Roll separate dice for each of these attacks, and any crits that would damage an opponent's shield inflict crit damage to the hull. Works really well if you can do one of 2 things. Have a bunch of scan tokens, or make them roll no defense dice. Or they're a ship that rolls no defense dice. See Borg. These are fun, interesting Borg attackers. Please don't attempt to take on Borg with only missile launchers. You will be dead. But as a nice way to put in some crits to hopefully do like a warp core breach early or something like that, kind of fun, kind of interesting. EM Pulse is a 4-point tech, and for an action you disable the card. Again, we're not starting off on the best foot here. Action disable, never a great way. And then you target a ship at range 1 to 2 that's not in your forward firing arc. Place an Ox power token beside the target ship, and then they roll 2 less attack dice this round. Which, in conjunction with some other cards like Picard Maneuver or some other things that make them roll less attack dice again, or give you a bunch of extra defense dice, this can work. It can be nice, but Rule of 3 does work both ways, and you don't want to stack too many of those because then they're only going to roll 3 less dice, and you're going to be wondering why you spent so much time and actions making them roll less dice, and it doesn't actually affect them anymore. This card's just too expensive, both in terms of cost of 4 and action disable. Maximum Shields is another 4-point tech, and it's action discard to place 2 additional shield tokens beside your ship. And they're use them or lose them, and you can't attack this round. And I if you're going to go this route of you can't attack, and at least give me those shields, and then I've earned them, right? It's one time in the game. I get 2 extra durability, and that's it, right? I've got to spend the action to do it. And you can even say I have to have lost a shield, but otherwise this is just a double evade, and for that I'll just take my single evade, and this is not better. Not better at all. A Ferengi Probe is another 4-point tech. Boy, there's a theme here. If there's a scan token beside your ship, you may disable this card to double your range combat bonuses. Ooh, I can get 2 extra attack dice instead of 1. Ooh. I can roll a second extra defense die at range 3. It's not worth it. It's just not. This card is just bad, and as a disable, it's laughable. Like, this is another card that should just be a static ability. If there's a scan token beside your ship, double your range combat bonuses for 4 points. That's what this should do. Just straight up. Then we get the Ferengi Tactical Officer. At the end of the activation phase, if you are in the forward firing arc of an enemy, you may discard this card one time per game to immediately perform a 3 or 4 straight maneuver. Fine. You cannot attack on the round you use this ability. That's not a tactical officer. That's a helmsman. Or a pilot. Same position. Tactical officers shoot things. They make the enemy ship go boom. Pilots fly. And then they... yeah, no. The theme was wrong. The ability's wrong. Losing your attack is wrong. And I'm not paying 4 points for that. Extra maneuver is nice. Conditional, fine. But I'm not doing this. So, there's a couple of cards of note. The missile launchers. Marauder, I guess, if you don't have Gold Press Platinum. Tarr. Bractor situationally. And the Kreechta herself is an okay, slightly interesting ship. Outside of that, though, this pack suffers from expensive, bad design choices, not really knowing what to do with the pack. I can't really recommend it just because really good Ferengi stuff comes in the Ferengi faction pack. Granted, I know that's massively expensive and almost impossible to find and truly not fair. But for the most part, this pack does not help your Ferengi get better. And trying to spend money to buy it, it feels irresponsible to recommend. So I'm going to go with that. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate your time. And until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.